Good afternoon and welcome to the January meeting of the Main Street Historic Commission. We do have a quorum today, so we can go forward. And Ms. Amelia, would you present us with the first piece of business? Oh, excuse me, back up. We need to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on December 21st. Hopefully everybody had a chance to look at them. Any additions or deletions? I do have one. On the members present, we had Ms. Linda twice, and I'm sure she'd like to be down there twice, but she should only be on there once. If there's no other changes, then I'll ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, the motion carries. Thank you. I should say we need to vote on that too, so all in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Amelia, we'll go over the first piece of business.
Thank you, Chair Becker, members of the commission. Happy New Year. Glad everybody could make it today. I really appreciate it. The first item of the year is going to be property located at 2255 Middle Tennessee Boulevard. Mr. Holland Fletcher is requesting to replace existing slate roof with an architectural shingle for an existing single-family residence. This property is located along the west side of Middle Tennessee Boulevard, north of East Main Street, and adjacent property to the north is the MTSU Alumni House. The property is zoned single-family residential district within the East Main Historic Zoning District, contains approximately 0.44 acres. It is also located within the CCO district. The Tudor Revival style home was constructed around 1910 with stone coins, brick, stone, and stucco, and gabled roof. This house is listed as a contributing structure in the East Main Street Historic District of the National Register of Historic Sites. The applicants are requesting approval for the removal of an existing slate roof and replaced with black architectural shingles. The proposed shingles match the existing roof installed with an addition in the rear of the house in the 1990s and a newly constructed carriage house, which was approved by the Historic Zoning Committee in 2019. The roofing material specifications are included in your agenda materials, and the applicant as well as myself are here to answer any questions that you may have pertaining to this request. And I believe we've got some pictures within the agenda package that kind of shows you the areas of where the roof has been installed with the architectural shingles, and the where you have on the front of the house where you have actually the slate shingles, which are in disrepair. I did take quite a few photos on the site, as you can see. There again, it's just reinforcing the photos that the applicant did submit on this project. This is from the rear of the home facing the rear side of the house that has some addition that was done with the architectural shingles that they are proposing, as well as the carriage house having the architectural shingles. This is the Alumni House to the west, to the north, and this is the property to the south on Middle Tennessee Boulevard, both of those of which have the architectural shingles as well.
Mr. Fletcher, we'd like to come to the podium in case the board has any questions for you. If there's anything you can add to it, Ms. Amelia stated.
I think she covered it well. Thank you. Thank you for having me and seeing our project today, for sure.
You're welcome. Any questions?
I have one question. Did you consider replacing with slate?
Yes. The homeowner has been doing that for years with maintenance issues, and it has just come to a point. You can see in some of these pictures where we have changed out some rot repair that has just been caused, and it's just to that point where the slate roof just needs an overhaul, and so it's just a economic decision, as well as there's just the existing roof on it already.
Did you get an estimate for slate?
Not a per se estimate. It is about 12 times more than an asphalt shingle roof. So knowing that offhand is just wasn't an economical decision to consider.
I'm sorry, I didn't, how many times more?
12 to 15 times more.
All right.
It's a pretty penny.
Yeah. And this roof has been on there since, what, 1910?
That's my understanding.
Okay. So that's 110 years
Lived a good life.
times, divided by 5 would be about five shingle replacement
Maybe.
periods probably, versus 12 times. So 5 times the cost versus 12 times the cost if you go with shingle.
Do you have leaks? Aren't there some
Yeah,
leaks?
there's leaks, there's rot repair, that this is just part of it. The asphalt shingle is visible from the front. That's the other item to consider, is there's consistency now. We're seeing 2 different materials. It's time to repair, so bring the same material across the entire house.
Yeah, as much as the aesthetic of the slate roof, I love to match the carriage house that this body approved in the other portion. I think it'd be consistent to do so. So I would move for approval on this.
Any other questions or comments? I ask for a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carries. Thank you, sir,
Thank you.
and thank the Davises. Okay, Ms. Amelia, our second piece of business.
The second item on the agenda today is 444 East College Street by Mr. Brad Chambers, who is requesting for an exterior remodel of an existing single-family residential home. This property is located on the south side of East College Street, several lots to the west of North Highland Avenue. It is across the street from a new build that you all approved for Mr. Thomas Jennings. And the house was constructed in approximately 1900 in a vernacular style with a hip-style shingled roof, square plan, decorative cresting, aluminum siding, and classical porch. This house is a contributing structure in the North Main Avenue Historic District and the National Register of Historic Places. The property contains approximately 0.21 acres and is zoned RS8. It's a single-family residential District 8 and a historic zoning district overlay. It is also within the CCO City Core Overlay District, and the house is currently utilized as a duplex, and the applicant is returning the house to a single-family dwelling unit. The applicant is requesting the following modifications to this home. I'll pull up some pictures as we go through this. Remove previously installed second entry door for the duplex and replace it with a window in its original location. Remove existing aluminum siding, trim, soffit, gutter fascia, and replace with white, smooth, LP Smart engineered wood siding. A red brick base of building around the house. Replace the gutters with 4-inch white gutters. Replace the roof with either a white metal standing seam roof or a black shingle as it currently exists. All existing windows and door wooden casings are to remain. Replace all window with vinyl windows. Remove metal storm door and the front wooden door is to remain. Replace front columns with square tapered columns with bottom and top caps. These will be handmade. The information that you have in your agenda is for reference purposes only, and the applicant can go into more detail with you about those columns. Add 2 hanging light fixtures and 2 fixtures attached to the front door of the porch, and add concrete caps to the existing step and sidewalks. The wooden front porch floor is to be pressure washed and stained, and repair chimney brick and replace the cap. Pictures of the home as it exists today, I will go through those and show you any of the modifications. This, of course, the first drawing that you see is the architectural rendering of what Mr. Chambers is wanting to achieve with this home. He's going to do improvements around the entire area of the home, and that's Mr. Thomas Jennings' home. He has conveyed to me numerous times that he wants to make this home representative of what's across the street in style and look. As you can see, it's in quite disrepair. You notice over here is the second door that was put in for the duplex. That will be converted back to a window as it was originally planned to be. This is just other photos. This is information on the LP Smart Strongboard for the exterior of the home. This would be the white that he would be looking for in a standing seam metal roof for the home. This is the front door. It's a beautiful front door, and he does want to retain the front door. Of course, take the metal storm door off of there. And then this is metal siding. All of this along the bottoms are metal siding. This is some stone, but it's a very small portion of the whole house that even has that on there. And these are the window casings. All of these windows are at this time metal around the windows. The only thing that is wood at this time is just the casing that surrounds it. These are just some other photos that I took. The applicant is here, as well as myself, to answer any questions that you may have about this project.
Mr. Chambers, would you like to come to the podium, please, and state your name and address?
Hey, my name's Brad Chambers, and the address is 444 East College Street.
Thank you. And first of all, I'd like to applaud and thank you for investing in the 400 block of East College. Appreciate that very much. And also, thank you for making it back into a single-family dwelling.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why don't we just sort of go down the line, and as I understand it, you're just looking for our input at this point? You're not looking for final approval of anything at this point?
He is looking for approval on these items today.
Okay, then we'll take them one at a time. Is there anything in general that you wanted to mention to the board before we start?
No, not too much. I just want to put it back to the original, I guess you would say. Reading through your historical, I think I put it back to the historical needs with the wood and taking away the aluminum siding and the, like you said, single instead of a duplex. So,
Okay.
that's all.
Well, first thing he wants to do is replace the second door with the back with the original window. Any issues on that?
No?
Just a question about the windows. Generally, our guidelines discourage or prohibit vinyl?
They are wood windows.
Okay, because she said vinyl.
Well, yeah,
He
but
had given me information for this submittal that did show vinyl windows, and I explained to him the need for the wooden windows.
Okay.
And he went back to his supplier and indicated to me that he would be able to get the wood windows, but were you able to procure some literature on that?
Yes. It's Sierra Pacific is the brand, and they specialize in wood windows.
Okay.
okay. So that takes care of item 7. So we have 1 and 7 taken care of.
And one other question about the windows. Would they have the same number of lights as the existing windows?
Yeah, so
And
you
same
can tell me
size and shape.
How many picture frames you want in the windows? I haven't ordered the windows yet,
Yeah.
so whatever you'd like, I can accommodate that.
Whatever is the historic window, you'd want to match the historic windows as close as possible.
Okay.
This is the only concern I have, Mr. Chambers, and some of this, we don't have it totally locked down of what you're going to be able to get. And so what we'll do is approve these windows, or try to approve these windows based on the input from Mr. Backlund. Okay?
If I may, just looking up Sierra Pacific, I apologize for being such a nerd over here. But it is they have both wood windows and they have an aluminum clad wood window. Do you know which one particularly it is? If it's an all wood window or
I'm gonna get the all wood window.
Okay, terrific.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I think the way that Chairman Thompson has done it before is that if he can get the information to me on that particular one, that I can review it and make sure that it is an all-wood window and approve it administratively after the meeting.
Okay.
Do you want to go back to the number one and just go through each one of these individually?
Well, I thought what I'd do is get the input, and then we'll try to do one motion on it all at that particular point.
Perfect.
Otherwise, we're going to have about 13 motions, and that might get a little bit hectic, assuming we can do it that way.
Sure.
All right, I see a nod of the head, okay, so we'll go forward. The second item is remove the existing aluminum siding, trim and soffit and gutter fascia with LP Smart Side Engineering wood siding, and was well laid out in your packet as to this. Any comments or suggestions, changes on that? Next is a red brick base around the house. Any concerns, comments?
What is the base, the existing base? Is there a
Block.
stone?
It's just,
It's a-
yeah, it's just block.
It's been
right
block.
now.
Is it
They have
visible?
Aluminum over it,
It had-
but it's just a standard block.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4 is replacing gutters with 4-inch white gutters.
Are there gutters on the house?
There's currently no gutters on the house.
Okay.
I see one.
Yeah.
Well,
It ain't much.
One that hasn't fallen off, huh?
Yeah, it's hanging on by a thread.
Number 5 is replacing the roof with either white metal standing seam or black shingle as currently exists. Do you know which way you're going on that?
today I think I've decided just to do black shingle because of the slope of the roof. But I was going to ask for approval maybe on the front of the house to put possibly metal back, but like over the porch.
On the porch only?
Over the porch, yeah, have metal roof and then the rest of it black shingle, or I could do all black shingle, whatever works for y'all.
I've seen that approach and technique he's looking at. It looks very nice. I don't know how,
Probably not historic,
that was my next point.
and I think that's the main concern. I would say, we don't require specific colors, so you don't have to use black. I mean, that would not be a requirement. Just because it has black on it now, historically, the house, we don't know what kind of shingles it had on it. My guess is, what year did you say it was built?
1900.
1900, okay. Could well have had cedar shakes, at that time.
The home across the street, they were saying they wanted this home to look at. It was an all metal roof, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've certainly approved metal roofs. I don't know that we've had an issue of the metal roof only on the porch.
I would have some concern with it. I think it should be consistent. The whole structure should have the same kind of roof. The guidelines would say that the roof should match what was there historically, and it probably was not a hybrid.
So any,
I have no problem doing all black shingles.
okay?
Again, the color is optional. Black shingles are going to absorb a lot more heat.
Number 6 is all existing windows and door frames are casings are to remain the wood that they are, so I don't see that as any issue. Number 8 is removing the metal storm door and front wooden door is to remain. Are you going to put up any type of storm door? No? Okay. Number 9 is replace the front columns with square tapered columns with bottom and top caps. These are to be handmade. But we have no other information, so material, size.
Between 8 and 12 inches in width and depth, and the cap, of course, will be a little bit bigger than that. And then I would like to use exterior MDF board, which is just a nice wood. and paint it white.
So it would be wood?
It would be wood,
And you're saying they would be square instead of
Yes.
round?
square.
Any issues with that? Colin? Okay. Number 10 is to add 2 lighting fixtures and 2 fixtures attached on the front porch. And the design of those were in your packet.
Yes, but like I said, just trying to match what the neighbor across the street has, something of that look.
So the pictures that we're looking at right now are pendant lights, and if that's what's there historically, then I think that's what you would
Yeah,
would
but
want.
something. Well, if you go back to my example of the hanging lights, it's pretty close.
Yeah, I call that pendant.
Yeah. And then pretty much just whatever I have hanging, I'll try to get the exact same thing and just have a hook so I can hang it on the siding next to the front doors, but the same light.
Okay. Add a concrete cap to existing steps and sidewalk to the street. Any concerns?
How many steps are there?
3?
3 steps, and you would put concrete on the steps? Are they brick or what?
No, I would brick the steps, put the sidewalk going in.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to add about a 2-inch top to the front and side, make it look new.
Of the, a 2-inch concrete top on the,
Yes.
on the concrete steps?
On the concrete steps, and the steps that are there, I'll knock those down and I'll put brick, red brick.
Okay.
And the last 2, the wooden front porch, they be pressure washed and staying and repairing the chimney, or not any replacing. Or I'd like to go back to the one question or concern, not concern, but input I'd have on the LP siding. It states in the packet that the grain is a natural appearance and the smooth is a more modern look. And so you have smooth X'd. So I was just thinking that possibly you didn't want to go with a modern look, that you might want to go with the grain. Does anybody else have an issue with that? Gib?
Well, I think the siding that's there is the original, correct? Or we think it is, the wood, underneath the aluminum, the wooden siding that's there, the lap siding is the original siding.
Yeah, and that's smooth siding, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Is
And
it, so what would be the width?
the width that's on there right now is 5 inches, and mine will be 6 7/8 showing,
Mhm.
so almost 2 inches thicker.
Is it possible to make it match or no? 5-inch?
You can actually take maybe not 2 inches off, but you can slide up the board just to take a little bit off.
So you're saying you think the rough would look more historic?
No, why they say in here that the rough would be more more natural appearance and the smooth more modern. I was just concerned about the modern, but if the original wood on it was smooth,
Our wood's
Yeah.
all smooth on
Yeah.
our house,
Yeah.
and it's
Mhm.
that old.
Your house is that old, the siding on your house? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing textured to
I
it.
think that's just a marketing thing.
I don't think you can buy the
Rough cut.
siding.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you can buy the siding the width of the old that's on there
Yeah.
anymore. I don't think it's even available. Okay, any other issues before I ask for a motion? Okay, I'd like a motion to approve with considering the change of the windows being wood versus vinyl.
I move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Chambers.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thanks.
Ms. Amelia, do we have any other business?
I do not have any other business today.
Well, Happy New Year to you, too.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.